All right, what's going on, you guys? Back with another episode of the Ziza Connection. Today I have 90 Sitcom sitting with me.
Yeah.
Guys, that's a relative name for today's era.
Yeah,
Like the
that's true.
90s is coming back.
Yeah, man. Everybody's nostalgic.
Yeah. And
Always.
on one of my favorite eras of time, I think artistically the 90s were like one of the greatest times. Television was awesome, music
Yeah.
was awesome.
That's true.
You know what I
That's
mean? Technology was finally starting to mix with everything. So it was
true.
like very
Dial-up.
unstable. Yeah. True. Um, so why don't we start? Either of you guys tell us, like, how did you guys meet? Are you guys long-term friends? Like, where did you guys get
I
together?
hate this guy.
Yeah,
I guess I'll take the mic. We both went to Dobson High in Mesa,
Okay.
and 2 grades above him. So we didn't really kick it that much in high school.
Right.
But I made music in high school, and he came across it. He was making music too. I don't know if I saw your
He
videos
didn't come
though.
across it.
I don't think I came across those.
Were you rapping or making beats? What were you doing?
I was rapping. I
Okay.
tried to make beats before, but I was trash back then at making beats. I'm coming into it now, but before I was just rapping, and it wasn't even all that serious back then. But I had made a couple of songs, and it's just floating around the school, nothing that big. Um, and one day I saw him at Mesa Community College a couple of years after I graduated, and he invited me over to his crib to have a session, and it's been the same ever.
That's always how it works, bro. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, those quick rekindlings. It's crazy what the world does.
So,
Yeah, man, it's wild.
homie's capping.
I
So
did.
it's weird.
Bro, that's how it happened.
No, I'm playing. No, he's like, that's all I'm to see.
I skipped a bunch of stuff.
No, there's only I was making music too, whatever. Boom, boom. I was at MCC, and one of my friends linked me up with one of our old friends from high school. He's making beats,
Okay.
and I was like, all right, cool, because I was just doing the record the video, put it on Facebook type thing, nothing official. And so I linked up with him, and he's making all these beats for me, and then we just became really close, and that's when Diego came in, which is funny. It's a funny story in itself. But I remember doing a certain song, a specific song called Bounce, and I had 3 verses on it, and I was the chorus.
Okay.
And so we're sitting there listening to it on repeat for hours, and I'm like, his name was Marcos. I was like, yo, Marcos, bro, nobody's going to hear a whole tape of me with 3 verses and the crowd. Like, there's just no way. We got to hit people up. Like, we got to find somebody. So we're looking through our phones. And then I remember I had met Vaughn, and I was like, yo, Vaughn makes music. We should just hit him up.
Yeah.
And when he came through, spit the iciest verse at the time for us, set the bar. And then we didn't really like, oh, we should like do this together. He just kept coming back.
Right.
And then
So when did you guys decide it was going to be a thing?
probably when Vaughn created the name.
Okay.
Because we were deciding on the name. We're like, all right, we got to do something.
Right.
It's probably a couple months in, I guess, maybe a little bit longer. And we're just thinking of random names. We came back one time, and homie thought of 90 Sitcom as one of the options. And we're like, oh.
What was the inspiration behind it?
I was listening to a lot of indie music at the time,
Okay.
and I always liked how indie bands had cool names. So I was
Yeah.
like, I just want to think of a really cool name. Like, and I wasn't even thinking about. I don't think I was thinking too hard about trying to solidify like a group name, but I just wanted to start thinking of things, and I had like morning classes.
Yeah, that was the other.
That's a good one. I could see that.
Yeah, man,
was a
I was
good
like,
idea, too.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
a backup.
that was the backup one, and then I was like 90 sitcom, and then I was like, everybody likes 90 sitcom.
Facts. Absolutely facts.
So
He pitched him, yeah.
that one stuck.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. So are you guys trying to formulate your music around an idea of the 90s too? Are you guys trying to
No.
pull back 90s? No?
No,
So
even,
what's the sound?
even at the time it was kind of just a name. We didn't even think that deep into it, like, oh, we're gonna make 90s music. Later on that question, popped up, like, all right, that's probably what people were gonna expect, but
Right.
that's a whole other thing. I would say the sound, over the years, we've been doing music for about 6 years together.
Yeah.
Damn.
Officially.
Okay.
Yes. Wow, no.
Yeah.
But the actual sound itself took a while to come in.
Right.
I mean, I would say we're still working on it, but a lot of our music, for me at least, when I'm creating, it's just however I'm feeling. That's it.
Mm.
That's as deep as it gets, unless there's a specific concept or a topic that I really want to talk
Or
about.
like you're working on a whole project and you want it
Exactly.
all to have a theme.
If there's
type,
something
right.
very specific, then we can tap in, no problem. But most of the time, however I'm feeling, that's what you're gonna get
Right.
on my end.
Right. So are you guys? You do everything in house then? You guys don't have any other producers or anything you work with, or you guys try to levy that out too?
We got some homies. Shout out to our homie Jiggy.
Shout out
Shout
to
out to
Jiggy,
Amari.
Amari.
Okay.
Um, shout out to Kobe too.
Shout out to Kobe. Shout out to OG Marcos first.
Yeah. So
Scientist.
we got a couple of homies that we work with us, but it's been a lot of YouTube
Yeah,
beats.
shout out
Got you,
YouTube.
got you,
Shout
got
out
you.
YouTube.
Yeah, and you know
You can
you
find some crazy shit on
can find
YouTube,
some
bro.
crazy
yeah.
stuff on YouTube.
There's a producer I just got put onto like literally yesterday because I was in the YouTube hole. I was in the rabbit hole. Some dude named OK Sammy.
Oh,
Dude, it was like Timbaland had a couple of his
Interesting.
beats on his live stream, and Timbaland was sitting there like, "Yo, send me more, send me more."
damn,
And
homie
then
must be
apparently
fire.
he's won one or two of Kenny Beats
Oh, the little
competitions
contest,
too.
yeah.
Dope.
So I was like, this dude's stuff is crazy. So YouTube, like people are really showing out on YouTube. It's
Oh,
Oh
crazy.
yeah, bro. It's a
Definitely,
whole
yeah.
like there's a whole bunch of stuff happening on YouTube.
Yeah.
I feel like YouTube's probably the best app like ever. Like
Yeah.
there's just
Best
so
platform.
Yeah,
for
there-
sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, YouTube is great for so many reasons. There's just so many things you can do with it. But damn, I gotta check homie out.
Yeah,
he
if-
won
if
that.
you're-
He won
if-
that contest.
Like if you're into like that melodic, it's like he's really good at taking samples and like his patterns are crazy, like just really interesting shit. And he does breakdowns for his beats and stuff too.
That's
So that
dope.
was
That's
like-
always fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't make music myself, but I've been around the music industry for let's say 4 or 5 years now, right? I worked
Yeah.
with a homie that had a startup entertainment company, and he was working in the EDM space. So
Oh,
we were
okay.
working with a lot of EDM DJs and stuff. So by way of being around them, you're in the studio here and there. You pick a few things up. You kind of
Mhm.
like you learn what you're talking about at least.
Of course, yeah.
So I was like, those breakdowns for me are just so fun to watch, and I don't even do it. You know what I mean? I don't even make music, but it's
Man.
crazy.
Nah, see that's the dope thing about music, man. It's just
Exactly. That just shows.
Transcends.
Yeah, it
that
transcends
shows how
all
much
of
it
that.
brings people together. Like,
Facts.
honestly.
Yeah.
Facts. So you guys both started making music in high school.
Yup.
For me, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, like I've started writing earlier, but I didn't really record until high
Yeah,
school.
high school.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was it family that got you into it? What got you into music in the first place?
Wanna
I'll
go
go
first?
So, my family, I grew up listening to a lot of rap music, obviously. Just heavy rap music. Tupac, Snoop Dogg, all West Coast. I'm from
West
California.
Coast shit. Okay.
All West Coast
For
stuff.
sure.
From the Bay Area to be specific.
Got you. So
And
that's my girlfriend.
oh,
She's
dope.
from San Jose.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm from Hayward right there. So.
There you go. Okay.
Anyways, we've been listening to growing up. Like my mom said, I used to when I was in a little car seat.
Right.
I used to wake up when Bone Thugs came on, like melodic rap, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, I wake up and go like this. So, but I used to print out lyrics like every rapper. But I used
Right.
to print out lyrics and read them, but I never ever thought about making it myself. I just like to read the music.
Right.
And my cousin, when I was in high school, my cousin and my best friend were freestyling, just messing around in the backyard. And they're like, "Come on, mom, freestyle, do something." I was like, "Nah, I don't really want to." And they're like, come on, you can just write it down if you want. And I was like, okay. So I wrote down a verse and I spit it. And they're like, oh, this is kind of hard, bro. They're like, let's just make a song right now. And so we went and made a song, and then we just started doing it all the time. My cousin would come down every once in a while. She was dope. She was the one at the time.
Like vocals, or she rapping too?
She was rapping.
Okay.
Yeah, Bam Bam. That's her nickname.
Got
Her name's
you. Is she
Lisette,
still
but yeah,
doing her
she was
thing?
killing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's still doing her thing.
So
But me and my friend, because he lived down the street, so he come over all the time and make music
right.
every day. And it's funny because he later on I found out he was only doing it because I liked it. He didn't like it at all.
He was just like, I just want someone to hang out with, bro. I'm just trying to chill.
That's my homie. That's
He's
my,
like, I'm just trying to chill, bro.
That's my brother Ace. But,
That's awesome, bro.
But homie, he did not like it. But I'm so grateful for him because if he didn't do that, who knows? I wouldn't
Right.
be doing this at all.
Right.
But that's basically how it started. And I was like,
Real
oh,
friends, man.
yeah, exactly.
For real.
I was like, I really like this thing. I really like writing music and making songs. And I was I was trying to be super conscious at the time. But
Right.
yeah. But that's
Right.
how I started.
What was your homie's name?
Ace.
Ace. And be
Yeah.
more like Ace, guys. Be,
Yeah.
be like Ace.
Yeah, be like Ace. Yeah.
Everybody needs an ace, man.
Everybody needs an Ace. What's your story?
I got into music. I was playing an instrument starting in like 4th grade. I was playing clarinet.
Got you.
I I played that all the way up to 8th grade. I wanted to get into saxophone in 8th grade. My music teacher was like, nah. And I was like, damn, I stopped playing instruments like right then and there.
You're like, you gonna tell me what I can and can't do? What the
Yeah, I
fuck?
was like, damn, man, you ain't gonna let me switch.
Right.
But one day I got grounded and my mom used to make me write like I will not like Bart Simpson style, like I will not do
Right.
this however many times.
Right.
And one day I was like, I'm not about to write this shit. And I just wrote a verse. That was the first verse I ever wrote. Like I was listening to a bunch of like Mobb Deep and Nas. 'Cause I was on the East Coast. I was in Pittsburgh.
Got you.
So I wanted to be so hard back then. So I was
Right.
listening to like every gangster rapper there was. And it just stuck. And then over time I kind of just, evolved as a person.
Right.
And changed it a little bit. But I met him in like what was that? Like 2014 we started really working.
Okay.
Before then I was kind of just bouncing around like recording with homies. Some
Just
random
trying to find
spots,
work
just trying
wherever
to
you
find
could,
spots. And I remember I was chilling
The
at
grind.
home one day, like
Right.
right before I linked up with him, I was chilling at home and I was like making a beat on Fruit Loops. And it was like the same thing. I was like, it's me on this beat. I don't even know if this beat's hard or not. Like
A lot of questions.
nobody else has heard this beat. Like I had
Right.
so many questions. I was like, damn man, I just wish I had somebody like to work with. And then
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the universe works.
Yeah, that's wild. So are you still doing live instrumentation? Like, do you guys work that into the music? Or are you guys sticking strictly with like trying to make computer sounds and using samples and shit like that?
So I actually got a guitar. I got a bass. I'm decent. I'm
Right.
all right. So like I could
do a
do
little bit
He's
here
good.
and there.
Hey,
I
he's
came a
he's
long
good.
way.
He gotta give himself a little bit more credit. So I remember him not being able to do nothing. He's like, I really want to learn. I knew how to play guitar in high school because I took classes,
Right.
and then he would come over and play my guitar. And I knew he knew when he couldn't play anything.
Yeah.
He's just like, he really wanted to learn it, and it translated because homie be playing all the time. He sounds great to me
There you go.
because it's only up.
Right.
It's only up.
Especially
Thank
if you stick with it, even like a couple 10 minutes here and there every day.
Yeah.
So you get used to having it in your hands, and that's where it really starts.
Yeah. Getting that muscle memory is
Yeah.
what it really is.
Yeah.
So we're trying to weave it in and take control over our sound. Like
Right.
we're working more closely with our homies Amari and Jiggy. And I'm also trying to step into the production too a little bit more. So
Get more involved.
yeah.
So what's the goal? You know what I mean? I know like this is music, this is art,
Yeah.
so there's not always a goal,
Mhm.
right, per se. But what are you guys trying to do? What's the message? What are you trying to get across with your music? What emotions, what are you trying to convey to people with your music?
Convey.
I'm just trying to connect with our tribe. Like, it's how some people on YouTube describe it. Like everybody's trying to be, Drake or the next big thing.
Right.
Um, I don't necessarily need all of that to feel fulfilled.
Right.
I just want to find the people who vibe with us and who are willing to support us. I mean, think of somebody like Currency who's not like super huge, but
Cold.
he has
Cold.
he has a
exactly.
fan base. See, like the way
Yeah.
you react as soon
Yeah.
as I say Currency is like,
He got his little cult.
yeah, and
You
it's
know-
not about being the biggest thing.
And there's a I forget what his name is. It's something Kelly. Kelly is his last name. He has an open letter that he wrote to creatives in general,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called 1,000 True Fans.
Hmm.
And it's basically him just talking about how like to be a successful creative in today's world, you don't need to have a label and have like a bunch of signings and this, that, and the other. You need 1,000 people that really truly fuck with you.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just 1,000 people that really truly fuck
I'm
with
pretty
you.
sure he came across
Yeah,
that too.
yeah.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
might have, bro.
We've
That's-
always
that
talked
was
about
a-
that 1,000. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Once you hit that 1,000, and like out of you might get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, for example, or like 100,000 monthly players on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
But all you need is like 1,000 of those 100,000 to really fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like buy
Yeah.
your shit when it comes out. It's like the Nipsey Hussle story.
Yeah.
When Nipsey sold his mixtapes for
Yeah.
$100 a
For-
piece.
yeah,
Like,
like-
come on.
That shit was
You know what I
hard.
mean? Like that was just a lot. That was a small group of solid people that really fuck with you.
Yeah.
So I love that about art today too. You know what I mean? Even with something like a podcast, whatever.
Mhm.
You don't have to sell out. You don't have to do the shit that's gonna
Yeah,
get
you
you
could
put
just be
on for. You
you.
can just be you and make the shit that you like and like make something that really has a purpose to you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yes,
that's awesome.
that's
It's dope because I feel
definitely
like
dope.
all creatives nowadays we have the chance to take that power back, where we had to
100%.
put it in somebody else's hands before. So
100%.
now you can basically do whatever you want. You are the brand at this point.
100%. But that's like, and that's why it comes important where you get like a man. I assume he's your manager, right?
Basically, he be stepping in and
He
out.
be stepping in and out doing his thing. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's like having a manager and being able to go out there and connect with people just like we made the relationship here is that much more important now for us as creatives though too, because if we want to step away as creatives from the big platforms and take power out of their hands and put it back in ours, this is the even more important.
Sounds
Yeah,
nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making
Right.
connections like this and working with people that you truly, really like
Yeah,
want to work with, not just
Yeah.
because you know it's going to get you some views or some follows or shit like that. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
super important, and I love to see that that's coming back and bringing it back to the name 90s sitcom. Right back in the 90s, I felt like that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was people tagging up together. Like, I heard you do great shit. I heard you do great shit. Let's link up. You know what I mean?
I feel like networking back then was
Yeah.
probably like crazy. Like that's how you
Yeah.
had to
Imagine.
be. Like
Imagine.
like all those old stories of like rappers and even like videographers linking up with people just back in the days. It's crazy.
There was like a movie that came out on Netflix about like two Hispanic photographers from LA
Yeah,
that like
so I haven't watched it, but I saw the preview for it. Yeah,
dude,
it's just wild.
it was so good, and it speaks a lot to that same message
Oh, what's that
of
called? I
like the
gotta see
way
it.
I don't remember the name of it.
Mm.
I'll get it for you once we're done, but it just speaks so much to like how people can make connections through that and what
Yes.
crazy movements they can have out of it too.
Yeah.
Crazy. So what has been the sound that you guys have been making as of late that you're kind of liking?
As of late, well, we're actually working on like our first official album on streaming platforms.
Okay, so like a full project.
Full project.
Okay.
We're not gonna. It's an album, so we're not gonna cop out.
Right.
We're gonna take all the accountability.
Right.
Not not that there's much, but I feel like people will be like, it's just a EP because
Right,
they're
right.
scared to say it's an album.
Right.
But that sound, as of right now, we're still forming it. The project itself. But like I said, lately I've been feeling like it's hard to. I don't want to use the word vibe, but
Right.
it's just like I've been super chill
A
lately.
lot of
Just
melody, a lot of
just real mellow music. Honestly, that's easy to listen to. But we also have this other tape, this other space tape.
okay.
That's a whole space vibe, and that's we keep down the back burner, so we just work on it every
When
once
you
in a
say
while.
space, the only thing I can think of is like phasers.
Like
Like those sounds like in and
out.
out of the shit
Oh,
coming
yeah.
in, bending them and doing all that crazy shit.
Oh yeah,
So-
we need some of them.
We
too.
we definitely. But that's definitely a sound that we're catering right now, and it's super fun. There's no due date on that, but the idea of being able to jump into it,
Right, right.
because I feel like I fell in a pocket with my music. I sound a little stressed because I
Right.
was, and that's what it's for, to make me feel better.
Yeah.
But I felt like a lot of it was sounding like that, and then sometimes I'll step in and be like, all right, I gotta write a verse, but it has to be like this one I wrote on this song. It has to be that deep. It has to have that much purpose. And I stopped myself from having fun,
Right.
which is something we just talked about like a week or two ago. It's like, bro, let's just say whatever we want to say and just have fun. And I say that to say that that's why the space tape is so much. That sound
Right.
is definitely fun and helpful
Right.
because I could just jump into another world.
You can step away from it for a
Yeah.
second. There's a lot of DJs that do that. They'll have like a second alias that isn't like they won't tell anyone that that's their alias too. But it's just like a second
dope.
alias
Yeah,
for them to
that's
make
dope.
music
So
under
dope.
and just like not care about the branding or like staying on brand with the sound or anything. They just release whatever on it,
Yeah,
which is sick. That's awesome.
aliases that's the way.
Yeah, man.
I've been thinking of a few. None are stuck.
There
None
you
are
go.
stuck.
Okay.
But,
I'm sure one will come by where you get the name, just like 90s sitcom, just kind of stuck with
And
it.
then there
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
and
right.
it'll just
You'll just find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the project, what can you tell me about it more specifically? Do you guys have a name yet? Do you have a theme?
We don't have a name, but I guess the theme. There's a couple of themes. It's like it's basically talking to anybody that we know and anybody who's like a 20-something trying to find their way in the world. It's not to say that it's like hella crazy, but it's just relatable songs and just songs about how we feel.
Right.
There are some songs where I mean, the topics range. We got a song about our city and how the infrastructure is fucked up. We got a song about um, people trying to kill your dreams.
Yeah.
We got semi-political songs on there. We're just really just talking about the world as we see it.
Right. From your perspective.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Right.
We just, and like how you said right when we started this,
Right.
that you want them to see us as just who we
People,
are and
right.
not the artists, and that's exactly how we're pushing this album.
Yeah.
Right.
And as of right now, it's kind of cool because it's broken up into chapters. So there's a couple songs, a couple pockets that relate to each other.
Okay. I like that.
Which is fun. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And I think the album sequencing is like a lost art form.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Like I'm the kind of dude, you send me an album, like for example, I had Vet Martinez on the podcast and he released a full project not long ago and he sent it to me and I listened to it cover to cover. And he's like, man, like I guess people don't listen to music cover to cover anymore. They kind of like touch and tap through a couple of them, which bothers me.
I love to listen to a full
Dude,
album.
yeah. It's like watching a movie.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean? You're going through a
exactly.
whole project.
Exactly.
So, and I think I got that because I was a big Linkin Park kid growing up. That was my first concert. I used to listen to them all the time. And they had a lot of songs where the tail end would mix into the next song.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love the transition.
I caught that bug and I was like, I'm going to listen to every song all the way through now.
Because you miss out on that if you just clicking around. You don't get to feel the album. You
Yeah.
might, but if the album was created to listen from start to finish,
Right.
you miss out on those little things. The artists, they do all those little things for you, for them, for you.
And you can say like the industry kind of fucked that shit up too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they, you get a bunch of radio songs on an album and it's not going to sound cohesive. It's going to sound like a bunch of radio songs.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of stripped you of that experience for a while when the industry was really pushing radio music all the time.
Yeah. I
but-
feel like people are kind of adjusting to like the change of like people's attention spans. Like nobody wants to listen to like a 60-minute album anymore.
Dude, XXX's songs were average like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or some shit like that.
And
like,
and people, because one, attention span, and two, the stream. The revenue you produce from that. Because if it's a short song, 1-2 minutes, they're going to keep playing that. But if it's a 4-minute song,
and it has to be like, what, 30 seconds for you to get paid on it?
I think so.
For it to be
Yeah,
attractive.
so it's like not every stream is equal either. It's just,
I think it was a Puya album that I listened to like a year ago, and he had like an interlude or like a little clip in the middle, and he said "suck my dick," and then he sits there and he's like, just hold on, this needs to be 30 seconds so I can get paid for it. Just and then it cuts to like 32 seconds. And I played that shit like 17 times for my friends. I thought it was hilarious.
What's that? Puya?
Puya.
I haven't heard Puya in a minute. I remember he's making songs with Sir Michael Rocks.
Yeah, so Puya started doing the whole. God, who's the bigger dude that he was working with all the time?
Was that Fat Nick?
Fat Nick. There you go.
Nick.
So he was working with Fat Nick for a minute, and I wasn't really into a lot of the stuff that him and Fat Nick were doing together, just because it was a little too like reckless for me. That's the only word I can think of.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of shit. Don't get me wrong, but it's just I can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you know EDM, like rhythm or like dubstep. Like I can listen to dubstep, but not all the time.
Yeah.
So Puya came out with a more recent album that was a little more mellow, a little bit more melodic, but he had some good verses on it and stuff. And I was like really impressed. Like it got me back into him. I was like,
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, I was like, this is good, man. This is nice.
Yeah, because I remember Reckless Puya.
Yeah, I think we all do. Especially like I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 23. Reckless Puya was like
he caught you at a good time.
And it was like Tyler the Creator was like my freshman sophomore year.
That was like my senior year. Then you make me old, man.
I'm telling you, I swear the whole like Tyler the Creator Odd Future group
changed the
like
game.
freshman sophomore year of college took the world by storm. That was crazy.
Changed the game. That was like all I was listening to like that summer. And then, Drake dropped in the fall, so
that's true.
But it was 2011, guys. I was stuck on Odd Future, and then you found out that there are so many of them, and then the goats in there. You got Frank Ocean,
And they
just
were
chilling.
so different for the time too.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody
Yeah.
was rapping like that or doing that kind of vibe, like that kind of darker.
Super
Yeah,
reckless.
Like,
Like,
yeah, no one was doing
unforgiving.
that, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit was
Unforgiving.
unforgiving.
Kill people,
For
burn
real.
shit, fuck school. I remember that.
For real. And they did almost like everything by themselves too.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
they really
Yeah.
changed.
They was doing that on GarageBand in
Bro.
2011, like the 2011 version of GarageBand. That's crazy.
if there's anything I've learned from watching like different musicians and stuff come up out of the game, like Russ is another person I'm huge on. I don't even care if you like Russ's music or not, because hella people will tell me they don't like Russ's music or they think he's too cocky, whatever.
Good businessman.
Great businessman
Yeah.
and smart as hell when he says you need to own the means of operation.
Yeah.
Because when you can work whenever you want, you don't have to let that like moment of inspiration slip out of your hands that
Exactly.
might come up with like a banger of a song.
Yeah.
So it's huge. Nipsey was the same way. You know what I mean? Nipsey was very big on having his shit where he could work when he wanted to work. You know what I mean? Get the inspiration out and go.
hmm
So
Yeah. That's
It's-
how you gotta be. Lil Wayne used to he had a whole like setup on his tour bus.
yeah.
So he was ready.
Yeah.
But-
Logic did this. Logic's one that I'm bitter about, man.
Is that he retired?
Not that he retired. I was a big Logic fan on the first two albums, and then it just started to slip for me.
That's
little.
you.
I'm in the same boat as you. I used to really want to like Logic a lot. I collect CDs, so I bought all CDs,
Right.
and I'm like, no, I can't do it.
Dude.
None of his stuff. I'm like, I can't do it. No more.
See, I loved his first two albums. Loved them. Like I was really into him. I loved the flows. The beats were there. It felt really cohesive. And then as the newer albums started coming out, I was just like, ugh.
Because he got his little pop single, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I feel
it
like-
kind of changed it a little bit. And then the thing for me for Logic is that he always tried to prove himself. It's
Mm.
like, bro, you don't have to prove yourself. Like that's what I get from his music. He's always trying to prove himself in
Like on
different,
every other track.
in different areas. It's like, bro, like homie can spit. He can spit.
Right.
Of course, he got that flow and stuff. But it's like, bro, you don't. He makes his instrumental all that stuff. Like, you don't gotta prove yourself. This
Right.
is your music, you know.
Right.
But I feel like that's kind of like what turned me off a little bit because it was just consistently the whole time, just letting you know that he's trying to prove himself.
Okay. Let's play a game. I'm gonna run through a couple different artist names, and I just want to hear you guys off top what you like, how you feel about them off top.
Bet.
okay.
It's my type of
Let's
game.
start with the first one. First, Drake.
Drizzy, man.
Oh.
It's a love-hate. It used to be a love-hate relationship with Drake
Okay.
for a little bit. There's a little period of time where, everybody's calling Drake a culture vulture.
Mm,
And then, I'm not gonna lie, I got caught up in it.
okay.
I'll own that. But
He's goaded.
he's
is
man.
goated,
Homie
man.
don't miss. I
The
mean,
numbers
he's
talk
got
for
it.
themselves
He's
for
got it.
real.
yeah, man, he really made like rappers like pop stars.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the big thing. Pop was something. Drake came in and made hip hop made pop want to be like hip hop
That's true.
and rap, and then boom, now
That's true.
rap and hip hop biggest thing in the world. He
And for-
contributed for sure, but
And for a man to be on the top of literally the top of the game for 10 years. That man
Yes,
has
like, come on.
ruled a spot for a decade, my guy.
Yeah.
Like insane.
He's
All right.
been people take shots at Drake.
For real. All right, Kendrick.
Kendrick. Now
Goated.
that's
ahead.
a,
no
Okay.
debate, never was. Goated.
Okay.
probably the best MC of our generation.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause Kendrick puts it all together. You got the Lupe fiascos, and
Right.
I was heavy on Lupe,
Right.
especially the Cool album, because that's just classic.
Right.
But Kendrick puts it all together.
The whole.
He's the
package,
whole package of a
package.
rapper. He could do whatever you want, any type of rap song.
Right.
So I feel like
And he pushed the envelope with playing with his voice.
You think so?
Yeah, like when he was being mentored by Dr. Dre told Kendrick to use his voice as an instrument,
Okay.
and then boom, that changed. Like
Yeah.
I admire when people really play with their voice and
Right.
sound different, not afraid to do it. And he
Okay.
got it.
Flip side of the Kendrick coin, J. Cole.
I got
J. Cole's hard,
He's getting
bro.
me. He's getting me.
that is a good one.
I got love for Cole 1000%. I'm a Cole world,
But
but but there's a but. But there's a but. He just I don't know. I can't talk down on Cole. He's just
you don't have to talk down.
no. I know.
Constructive
I know what you're saying.
criticism's
I know what
there.
you're saying. He just like we're saying about Kendrick. Kendrick puts it all together well. I
Okay.
think Cole hasn't found that just yet. He did start fighting with KOD. 'Cause
Okay.
we're like, okay, like homie's like But I feel like he hasn't found it all together yet. He does have 2014, which is like, everybody knows that one.
Yeah.
Classic.
I saw Cole perform that cover to cover at Tempe Beach Park.
Oh, I was
That's
there too.
dope.
Yeah. If you would go at what was it? Pot of Gold or
it was like Summer Ends. It was
Summer Ends or
that
Pot of Gold,
year.
one of them. And he came out with a ASU jersey on or
Yeah,
some shit.
yeah.
That was dope.
Big Sean
bro.
was there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit was crazy.
That was a dope concert. It was
Okay.
hot.
I respect it. What? Okay, I'll take that. What about J. Cole?
The biggest thing for me is he definitely resembles Hope.
Okay,
Like he said, and I feel it. Like when I listen to him, like
I get where you're coming from.
he's almost goated. He's almost there.
Okay.
Yeah. J. Cole's like I like J. Cole because homie's so pure with his songs and in his message.
Right.
Like he's
Yep.
not.
Fact.
You can tell that he's not really like doing it for any commercial aspect or just trying to blow up or be in your face. Like he's just doing it because that's how he feels. So that's why I respect Cole. But as far as like some of his projects don't quite measure up to somebody like Kendrick, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
But like you got 2014, which is a great album. People are gonna be listening to that for the rest of their lives.
forever.
Like KOD, For Your Eyes Only, for the most part.
So you think he's had more spotlight moments where Kendrick has just stayed
consistently.
Oh
consistent?
yeah.
Okay,
It's I mean
that's
like
fair.
Section 80 is even like you could say that's
Yeah.
Kendrick's worst album.
And it was
that's
saying
And that's
still-
like
that's saying something, bro. Come
and that's
on,
like,
man.
bro,
That's something.
like
Yeah.
that's not even bad. Like,
Yeah, that's true. All right, 21.
21
21's 20.
come a
Look,
long way.
when 21 came on the scene and I watched that freshman cipher, I was like, yo, rap is fucked. We're all screwed. We're all screwed. This shit's over. Like Pop's about to take back over. We can't do it anymore. And I really didn't think 21 would be in the game for more than like a year and a half tops.
Interesting.
And he's really stuck it out. Dude has
wow.
like done some great shit.
He's like the main one out of that.
yeah,
class.
out of that
Yeah.
class for sure.
It's funny because that cipher, when I look back at it, I was just looking back a couple months ago. That's like one of the best freshman ciphers, bro.
Really?
Because it represented the change in music. They're like,
It-
we're going somewhere new now.
So my issue with it was that like it felt so fabricated. You know what I mean? Like it felt like Double XL was trying to push that new sound on their own. Not like
Oh,
it
yeah.
was selected, but like they were gathering up all the dudes who had a wave that sounded that way and putting them in the class together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right, Dave.
So-
It was Lil Uzi, Kodak, 21,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
Yachty. They did that on purpose. They
That's
did
where
that
I
on
was like,
purpose.
oh man, like
I
I
could see
can't
that.
I
I
can't
could
go
see that.
all of hip hop like this. Like
I
if
could
this
see
is
that.
what we're gonna comprise of a class, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because they did kind of just ignore like a whole group of other like rap artists.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
In terms of them setting it up, absolutely.
Dude, I was
But-
bummed at that point. I was like,
But homie's hard. 21.
21's
his,
cold.
His last project. Come on.
cold.
Yeah, he's really like it's dope because he's not trying to be like he's not trying to be hella deep. He's not trying to really like prove it. It's just like he's grown up.
Right.
And this is the music he makes now. He still makes the 21 Savage type of songs that everybody knew him and loved him for in the beginning. So.
Right. I mean, he was on an interview. He did his interview tour when this new album came out, whatever. He was on an interview talking about how he thinks rappers take this shit too seriously. He was like, yo, like we're in an entertainment industry. You know what I mean? Like make your music, make your entertainment, have fun with it, do your thing. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're in an entertainment industry. If you're not having fun making something that's supposed to entertain people. So that's one side of the coin. But then you look at the flip, you're like, yeah, but like I want to leave my passion and my soul in this shit
Yeah.
too.
Because you might not be doing it just to entertain. That's a
Exactly.
great message that we need to hear all the time, to have fun. 'cause
Right.
It's not that deep.
Right.
But also like I would never like be like it's just entertainment.
Just
Let's
coin
get-
it
let's
off
just
as
get the
just the
money.
job. Yeah,
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right,
That's
right,
what
right.
I won't do.
Right.
But I respect the message because because we so many projects never came out because we were thinking too much.
Too much pressure on yourself,
much,
like
just, like,
expectations.
There's no point of that. Like
Yeah.
some even songs just not coming out. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do just gotta have fun. Like I was watching Missy Elliott documentary like
Mhm.
a few months back, and I didn't know that Missy Elliott had all this crazy stuff happening in her life, or that she went through all this crazy stuff growing up.
What happened with her?
Just like family troubles. Like I don't know the specifics. They
But
get
she
too
just had
deep.
like a wild
But
life.
she had a wild
Yeah.
life, and you would never know that because she was coming
of
out with
music,
"Get Your
yeah.
Freak On," and
Yeah.
she didn't have to necessarily channel or get it out that way, like
Right.
through making a deep song. She just got it out another way. She got it out one way or another. So
Right.
She's goaded too. Just,
Yeah,
Missy
Missy's
Elliott is
goated.
the GOAT,
Facts.
man.
That's facts.
That's good.
All right, let's go to the females. Nikki.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
When she first started, hard.
Okay. Back in the Young
Undeniable.
Money days, like early Young
Undeniable.
Money days.
Had the bars, everything.
Right.
But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Cardi.
As time went on,
Okay. Flip side of the coin, Cardi.
Cardi.
hard.
Cardi's
hard?
I like
Okay.
Cardi. I like Cardi just because Cardi's not. I don't really think Cardi's trying.
She's
like
not.
all like
yeah,
that.
yeah. She's
Like,
just doing it.
And she's really just like being an entertainer.
She's,
So I
Okay.
mean, like,
yeah. She sold,
That's fair.
she sold me with her personality. I
That's
like her as a
fair.
person. She was cool.
yeah,
And then when her music plays, like it's stuff. Like I ain't got no beef.
Meg the Stallion.
hard.
Okay.
Hard. Easy. That was easy.
It was just like she goes off.
She got bars.
Meg got
bangs.
bars.
Okay.
She got bars. There's a lot of female MCs though.
Young M.A.
I
She's
haven't
hard.
heard. I haven't
She's
heard
hard.
some young M.A. in a
She got
minute,
some
but
bars.
she do got bars.
She got bars.
Dude, I'm a big Young M.A. guy.
Oh, for real?
Love Young M.A. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
she's
why,
hard. She's
but hits every time I listen. I'm like,
Yep.
this is
Young
good. This
M.A.'s hard.
goes. You know
Have
what
you
I
heard
mean?
of Dreezy?
No.
She's hard. You gotta check
Dreezy.
it. It's
Like-
it's like Wheezy with DR
D?
in it.
Okay.
She's hard.
And is she like bars, melodic? Is she bars? Okay. That's interesting, man. You used to see a lot of women trying to get into the R&B space. More and more of them trying to get into the rap space now too.
Yeah, I feel like that was like the generals.
Yeah.
Probably labels pushing them.
Right.
But
Mm.
I like seeing.
Or at least the industry trying to pull them that way. 'Cause they're
Exactly,
like, we can
'cause
make
they-
more money up from you on this
Yep,
kind of.
and you got to be a certain type of. You have to have a certain type of look and.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
But I love seeing like Meg Thee Stallion just bar it up, bro.
Bar
Like,
it up.
honestly, yo, change the
And talk
oh,
that shit for the ladies one time.
Yeah.
Talk
You're like,
that.
put it on
I ain't
for
trying to smash one dude. Do you? You know? I feel like dudes are like, society's so like, they're so harsh with mean with women. It's like
Oh,
there's no wiggle, there's not that much wiggle room for women out here. Like they're always being judged about something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's dope to have somebody like Megan out there who like really empowers women
Yeah.
to feel
Facts.
like that girl,
Yeah.
feel like the one.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay. Let's move into talking about music outside of hip hop that inspired you guys.
Ooh.
So like were you guys into any like rock music or pop music or like any like foreign kinds of music or anything like that kind of influences what you do now?
What I do now.
Even if it doesn't influence you
Okay.
now.
I
stuff
mean,
that
I
you
used to
be into.
Linkin Park as well. My dad
Really?
bought the CD, and then I was like, oh shit. They went like what was it, like double or triple
Double platinum, triple
That
platinum.
first album, we were talking about the pressure of that. But anyway, that's a whole nother, that's a whole other thing. But then Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's just like as far as I get into
the rock space.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just R&B, just nowadays, like with how rap is, like we're super melodic and stuff. So
Right.
that's like the wave, and listen to R&B really like helps
Right.
me.
Gets the energy or the juices flowing for that kind
R&B
of a
is
vibe.
like it's always a vibe, 1000%.
Are you like a
R&B is
Tiller
a
kind of
vibe.
guy or like who are you listening to in
Trap
R&B?
God, we was just listening.
just
We were
listened to
just
that.
talking about
Dude,
Bryson.
Trap Soul is a crazy album.
Bro,
It's
classic,
amazing.
cemented classic.
Dude, for real.
Can't believe he like. I feel bad because people made him feel a type of way,
Yeah.
but
I was
man,
one
it's
of those,
hard.
yeah.
I might have been one of those people at his
I was
time
one
too,
of
but but Bryson had it, man. I mean, he still
He
has it.
still has
He
it.
dropped the new album.
Anniversary.
Yeah. I don't know if I listened to it yet actually.
You got it's more like trap soul.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a dope one.
Who else in R&B?
Party Next Door, P2.
Okay.
Yeah, P2.
Classic. That like P2 I'll keep going back.
And the colors.
like
that
it's
was hard.
colors hard. It's just that type of he was trap soul too, and then I don't think he got
Right.
the credit for that. But yeah, off the top of my head, I can't.
What about Weekend?
I fuck with the Weeknd. I think he's a little more pop now though.
That's what I was
That's
gonna
kinda
bring
why.
up.
Yeah,
He
he's
be
I
having
feel like
some
hella
songs,
pop.
but
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know.
He still gets to put on the R&B hat.
Yeah,
But-
but
Yeah,
he be
you're
taking
right,
it off a
you're right.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Right. What about you?
I got into As far as R&B goes,
Not even R&B. Like, were you into classical when you were playing the clarinet and stuff? Or
nah, nah.
he said, "Nope."
I was about to see if you was capping.
No, I can't. I mean, they might have had me playing some classical pieces, but like I wasn't into it. I think as a kid, I listened to a lot of R&B, and then as I got older, like around the time I went to college, I started listening to a whole lot more different types of genres of music.
Right.
But growing up, I was heavy on the VH1 Soul channel, so I was just watching whatever was on there.
I
So
see you.
a lot of like Aaliyah,
Right.
Tony Braxton,
Okay.
Mary J. Blige.
Right. Another
My
joke.
mom loves Mariah Carey, so I done heard so much Mariah Carey, it's crazy. Alicia Keys, that second album, The Diary of Alicia Keys,
Right.
it's like one of the best R&B albums.
Yeah.
I feel like
There were a lot of good vocalists back in that early 2000s.
they were
period.
really
had to
singing
be,
back
yeah.
then.
They were
like,
really singing. That's true.
like me, I be singing, and I couldn't live back then. Like they be
Bro.
like, yo,
It's a different type of bracket.
nah, man, like yo, you gotta move over. Like you had like D'Angelo back then, like
Dude, that's all. I feel like that. And you had Mario back then. You had like all those, even the dudes throwing the vocals out there,
Yeah.
like really hitting high notes and like being, dynamic with it and everything.
crazy stuff.
I feel like that's all they were looking for back then was like who can hit the craziest notes.
Yeah, who can hit
You
the
know what I
craziest
mean?
run?
Yeah, yeah. That's just wild.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like they were really vocalists back then.
Right.
I can't believe I didn't say D'Angelo at the first, because D'Angelo is like a big one for me, as far as R&B goes. But then outside of R&B, um, I like a lot of like little indie bands. There's this dude named Dejan.
Okay.
Um, I really like Dejan. He's dope. Who else? I'm trying to think. Got into Radiohead a little bit because I was listening to Frank Ocean.
For
so,
sure.
Frank Ocean, the girl.
There's this girl, her name is Cheryl. And she's not that big, but she makes a lot of indie music, and it's just it sounds like a movie. It's like
Right.
it's just crazy. Like
Right.
all of her songs are so visual.
Right.
But Jeff Buckley's another one too that I came
These
across.
are all like new names for me, so I'm gonna have to go back through the podcast and like look all.
Oh
these
yeah,
up.
you gotta, yeah, man. There's a lot. Like I just got, because I was trying to learn guitar, so I was like, the only way I'm gonna really learn guitar is if I like immerse myself in genres that really like are heavy
Utilize
on it.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like R&B back in the day was like that. So like
Right.
I'll listen to like some Curtis Mayfield sometimes, or throw on some old Marvin Gaye, like what's going on. Even a little bit of Prince, but Prince is just like that's like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
I can't even lie. I never really got into Prince. Like, still to this day, haven't really listened to Prince.
Bro, there's so much to listen to. Like, it's never too late, man.
Really?
It's never.
I might
too
have to
late.
get into
That's
it.
a
then.
great. Yeah, that's a great thing about music, bro.
Yeah, it's never
That's so
too late.
true.
It's going right now. Boom.
And even like some people will say like, oh, but like you can't listen to music that's too old because the quality's not there. But
Bro,
that
that's
like
the best
texture
part.
and the timbre to it,
Yeah, that's hard.
so nice, bro. It's so
Bro,
awesome.
it's
the
so
warmth,
real.
It's like warmth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
the little vinyl cracks.
Yeah.
and don't get it twisted. Their music can be dated too. There could be some stuff that's like, all right,
Right.
I'm not really feeling it right now, but for the most part, no.
Yeah.
I highly encourage going back and listening to whatever
Older
you
stuff.
want. Or
I feel
music.
like back then they had it. Like they were real. Like
Yes.
they really were like in tune with the music.
Yeah.
Like now it's like there's so much other stuff, and people are still pure with it.
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
back
absolutely.
then, like they were really playing everything.
'Cause
You,
it's
you
more
had to have
time.
the skill.
It's more about the money now, honestly.
It
You know,
really
like,
is.
It's always been about the money forever, but I feel like now, especially, it's like people just really want to get the bag.
They wanna
or
get that
whatever, you
check.
know?
Yeah, it's
And then
you could
it's
say
like-
social media had a lot to do with it, man. Once
Oh,
people
yeah.
could show off the shit they could buy with what
Yeah,
they were
'cause-
doing,
Yeah.
made it a lot easier to, be able to feel like that was okay.
Yeah.
Which like, you do you. I don't care what other people do, right? But I feel like if you gotta buy shit and the first thing you're thinking about, or even one of the first 5 things you're thinking about is like, let me get a pic for the gram for this.
Exactly. Look,
You should probably rethink it.
Instagram's dope, but it's a lie.
Yeah, it's,
It's,
not
it's a
real.
highlight reel. Do not believe it. That's all I got.
I agree with you, man.
Yeah,
You don't
man.
see anybody's low of lows on Instagram. you know what
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, unless people are looking for attention. But...
Facts. Dude, I'm telling you.
It do be like that though.
It really does.
do.
It really does. It really
It
does.
does.
You guys have a really good Instagram.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
I was looking through your guys's. I was like, this is nice, especially those last like 6 videos that are up there. So are those friends and family, or are those just people who've like listened to the music and
Those
they
the
were like,
homies.
those are the homies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to all of them.
Yeah,
Appreciate them
everybody
1,000% for doing that.
And you guys just asked them for like a quick clip.
Yeah, I was like, hey, because we were gonna put up we did it a EP called Home Videos. It has
Right.
like all our classic songs from SoundCloud.
Okay.
And so I was like, hey, can you guys just, we're trying to think of different ways to promote it. All right, what should we do? We did this and that, boom, boom. And then I was like, what if we just had like somebody just be on the camera like, hey, if you want to hear songs like this, download this, right? Because we had just did that. We submitted to a contest to work with Smino.
Okay.
And we were going through the same little predicament.
Yeah, we're like, what can we do?
What can we do? What should we do? What should we do? And we did one video where it was me and Vaughn sitting there like this, and they were like, "We should be on the song," because and we're like, "Bro, like, we gotta think. We constantly gotta like grow and think." And so we were like, "Hey, what if we did that concept?" So I had the phone. I was like, "Hey, I'm 90Sitcom, and I think we should make a song with Shmino because we have songs like this, and it'll be a quick clip, and then it'll come back, and then it'll be Vaughn saying the same thing."
Right.
And so I was like, I just translated that idea to the fans. I was like,
Right.
we have a close friends on Instagram, and a lot of these songs kept being requested. Hey, can you put this up on SoundCloud? Can you put this up on SoundCloud? And we're like, we're kind of
might as well put it all together as a pack.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And so we just had them do that, and all of them were so willing to do it. I appreciate all of them. So
they're like, if I get my tracks, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, they're like, give me the track. They said, put it up first.
Give me the music I like, so I don't have to go on another app.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
Ease of access.
When we
bro.
made that move to platforms, like people were.
It's huge. It's
grateful.
huge. Like even with doing the podcast, I had to get it on Amazon Music and get it on Apple Music and Spotify and all that. I even put it on iHeartRadio and Deezer and all that crap. It's just so much easier when you can say anywhere you listen to podcasts. Exactly. You know what I mean? Just search it wherever you listen to it. So
that's what we
take care of that.
Yeah.
Deezer.
Are you guys on TuneCore using what is the other one? There's TuneCore.
We're doing DistroKid.
DistroKid. That's the one I was thinking about.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Anybody got questions? You can hit us up.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
Absolutely.
There was a moment in time where like we do not know how to brand ourselves. We would never post stuff up. We wanted to be like mysterious, like Kendrick
in the shadows,
or Frank Ocean,
The Weeknd.
It's just not y'all vibe.
Exactly. Right. And we're like, all right, we gotta really get this down. So we decided to do a thing called Sitcom Saturday.
Okay.
So every Saturday we would post. We used to do a lot of skits, and it should be like fun stuff. And then the middle panel will be the video. And then the left and right would be lyric videos for whatever song we drop that week. We drop a song every week and a skit every week or something related to it.
Angelo's hella meticulous with this.
Yeah,
he really like took over the reins.
But it makes a difference. It really does. Especially like the thing is you can use Instagram productively. 2 ways. Yeah. One is just randomly post things as it comes to mind and as you get the ideas for it. And a lot of business people do it that way. Yeah. Like whatever comes to mind, whatever topic, post it as it comes. There's not a lot of layout stuff. When you're doing like music and art and stuff like that, I feel like having a cohesive layout and things like look good and they're easy to click through and stuff makes it that much easier to consume your content as a musician and get people to go to the next one. You know what I mean? Because they know what's coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, next one's a music video. Next one's going to be, you know what I mean? So
we just put up a post today because we're going to do the 3-panel again. I'm like, every time I put one up, I'm like, I don't like it because it's obviously
it's off.
It offsets everything. But I'm like, it's all right. Sunday will be
you're like, I'll fix it.
It'll just be in the back of my mind. Like,
yeah, you're like, I got to get that fixed.
A couple of days.
Are you're planning on sticking with like you guys were using a lot of cool colors and shit like that. I can tell you like color in your outfits and stuff like that. That's freaking awesome, right? A lot of people stick to the blacks and the grays and the blacks, and that's kind of like a theme. I used to work in the housing. It was real estate. It was off-market real estate, so people doing fix and flips on houses.
Oh, dope.
And everyone sticks with the blacks and the whites and the grays, and that's kind of a thing, even through clothing now, right? Generally blacks, grays, and then a touch of color here, a touch of color there. Yeah. There's not like a really loud, right. Yeah. You guys seem to be using that on the Instagram page. Yeah. That's a conscious decision?
Yeah. Just natural decision, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. We just like colors and shit.
We do. Yeah.
I just be wearing whatever. I got like, pink shorts or whatever. Like I'm
Right.
trying to like just wear whatever I think is dope.
Right.
Wear that shit.
Yeah,
I used to
like-
be only black
Right.
t-shirt all the time.
That's
You
where
got
we come
bold
from.
with it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where we come from. We come from, we can't wear nothing but, you know, manly colors.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we just naturally wanted to break that.
Right.
So I guess it translates, which is great.
Right. And I mean, it takes a lot of, let's say, confidence in yourself to
Oh, yeah.
say, I'm going to wear whatever I want to wear. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And normally it comes out looking dope. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what people are tripping on. Like, most of the time,
Exactly.
people try to pair up clothing. And unless you're just really not good at putting clothes together, like, your shit looks pretty good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's like,
Most people, their style, when they put their style into their clothing, it looks better than when they just go with the generic outfit.
Oh yeah, like I saw this
Exactly.
on Instagram, so
Right.
I rock this.
Right.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
generic motherfucker for a long time. Just a black t-shirt
Right.
and a chain.
There's a lot of those hype head
Diego
pages
knows.
and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, they post their
The
outfits.
template outfits.
Right. And then people just like straight copy them. like,
Yeah.
to a T. And I get it. Easy way to look good. Sure. But I think having your personality in your clothing is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of big on that. I feel like you just gotta, like, it's not about looking good. I mean, if you just embrace who you are and you just wear whatever you
Right.
like you said, like the outfit will just come together itself.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
it's not that hard, but I think some people just overthink it, and then people are just trying to come off as something.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Especially in the club scene and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
You got, and you know, for both of us coming from backgrounds where we're told like how
Yeah.
we should represent ourselves.
Right.
It's like you know, sometime like maybe right after high school when I started getting money, like you know, a job. And shit,
Right.
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I made sure I was 100% sure of myself and confident. You know, not to brag or nothing, but I think that was really important for me because I needed to own who I was. And it's just, ever since then I never looked back. Like
Yeah.
I don't care about fitting a mold. You know,
It makes it a lot easier to make decisions that way.
it just feels
Yeah.
it's so much
Like
weight
peace of
lifted off,
mind,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, because I used to live like that.
I think about it as like a calm beach.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
That's how you make your decisions. Just like with the flow,
I'll be chilling,
whatever I
man.
think is gonna be nice, like I'll fuck with it. I don't really. That's why I don't really shop either. Like honestly, unless I'm walking by something and I see it and I'm like, yo, that's dope.
yeah.
Facts.
That's when I'm gonna buy it. And unless it's like jeans or something like that, because like you kind of just have to have
you
those.
have to have. I
Yeah.
hate
Yeah.
shopping for jeans.
Shopping
Bro,
for jeans is
hate
the
it,
worst,
stand
yo, bro.
I find one pair that I like and I wear them for like 3-4 years and then they rip and I'm like, shit,
That's
Bro,
facts.
that's-
That's
that's-
exactly
that's
how it is,
fact.
bro.
Dude, I hate
It's
it.
my life.
It's like 100-to-1 ratio with t-shirts and
But
pants.
for real, for real. You have a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to collect Outcast t-shirts, so I think I
Got
got
you.
like 5 or 6 of them.
Got you.
Okay,
Are there
you on
specific
deep.
ones that you're looking for, or just whatever you see?
Just whatever happens. Like 3 of them were just it just happened, but then the other ones I searched for.
I didn't even know you was
you-
collecting that.
Are you a big
Yeah.
Outcast guy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like,
Goated.
like, are you an Outcast guy? Or are you an Andre guy?
I'm an Outcast guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I started
you
off.
gotta see the love in
I
both.
st- this is great. I'm glad you said
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you touched on a good point.
So it's a great point. I started off as an Outcast Andre guy. What's Big Boy for? Why is he here?
Right.
You know, whatever.
Right.
And then when I started really diving into music, I was like, all right, I'm gonna listen to everything that Outkast has to offer. So I started from beginning to then. And I was like, yo, Big Boy was cold as fuck, yo. He, in my opinion, he was like the Kendrick back then.
Okay.
The way he bended the beat and his flow and all that stuff, homies.
They got crazy
And
flows.
to hold, because we all know Andre is a GOAT.
Right.
We know Big Boy is a GOAT. But in the regular public guy, to hold your weight up against Andre, come on.
That's true.
Like if
That's
it's
true.
anybody else, they would have got washed. Like, come on. I don't think Big Boy gets. I think he gets a lot of credit, but not what he
Enough.
deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
homie
fair.
homie was body in verses. Like
There was a
I
time
feel like the
where,
only reason that Andre was going off at times is because Big Boy had this crazy verse with like
Yes.
crazy flow. And you just gotta try to measure up to that. I mean,
Yeah.
Big Boy. I mean, I was listening to Outkast ever since I was a kid, and Big Boy was like always the easier one to kind of understand as
Right.
far as like the lyrics and the content.
Right.
So that's why I always liked Big Boy, because I mean I could understand that. Whereas Andre, as I got older, I started to know what he was talking about a little bit more. But people just sleep on him because what Andre says sometimes is just it's Andre.
Yeah. It's just like that. It's that next level.
Yeah, it's
'Cause it's
like
Andre.
damn, yeah.
Yeah.
But Big Boy, he's that guy, man. Like nobody else could be able to.
It always felt like the commercials and shit were always of Andre's face too. So I feel like that's why people.
Yeah,
Probably.
Gravitated.
I mean, when Miss Jackson and Hey Y'all, their biggest singles came out,
Right.
Andre
Yeah,
singing
right,
all of Hey Y'all,
right.
and then Andre singing Miss Jackson, the chorus, the
The
best
main
part of the
part,
song.
Yeah.
right?
But honestly, and we just say that he had to hold his weight against Andre just for regular people to understand what we're saying. But we I see them equal, bro. They're
Yeah.
goated. It's a
But yeah,
great question.
they
Yeah.
bring two
I
different
mean,
things.
even then, most regular people still don't understand just how good Andre 3000 was.
Yeah.
Oh
People
yeah,
still don't
yeah.
understand just how crazy he really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's
the same
wild.
concept of how we dress. That's like
Yeah.
Andre too. Big Boy is easier to digest for men. Andre was a little pushing the boundaries and like
right.
and so I feel like they both had their
Right.
trials.
They
I
had their
guess,
strengths.
Yeah.
I think it's similar to Lupe too. I think Lupe definitely gets a shitload of credit, right? People still say Lupe is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
still don't think people really understand how crazy Lupe was.
Yeah,
No,
Lupe
no.
is
If
Like,
you
people
listen
still
to the
don't
Cool,
understand
like
bro.
Diego knows.
Yeah.
Diego knows.
Bro, for real.
Hard.
But
The
I
Cool's
still don't think
crazy.
people really understand how good he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's
just
like lyricist, like top, like honestly. If we're just speaking bars,
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
3 for sure.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna have that kind of an image in history of music from our era? Who do you think right now is better than they're getting credit for?
Better than they're getting credit for?
Yeah. Like for example, there's a couple guys that I think of. I think JID deserves more credit.
I heard it.
I think Kyle deserves more credit.
Interesting.
I
So
think
who's you?
I think
That's-
just because of the creativity in the music.
Oh yeah.
I think because of the
yeah.
creativity, he deserves more credit. I did listen to his new album cover to cover, and I wasn't the biggest fan of like the tail end, so maybe like the last third of the album just kind of like lost my interest.
I like
which album was that?
I don't know the name of it.
it had
Was
it's
let me
like
look it up.
I
Let me
think
look
it's
it up.
on like Mama and Famous or something
check.
like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Something
the
like
one
I think so.
The
I
one
think so.
before that, I wasn't so sure of. I mean, not the one. The one before that, I was fucking with that.
See, Kyle's dope because Kyle's been around for a long time.
See, I didn't know
He's
that.
one of those YouTube
Yeah,
rappers.
he was working
know
on
that.
Futuristic down here.
Yeah, like
Really?
he was with like
Yeah.
the Buff Nerds and all of them.
Yeah.
Interesting. Futuristic's like he's either a love it or hate him kind of guy. Like
You gotta respect the hustle at the very least.
dude.
For
I
sure.
mean, I've
And he's
maybe-
mad cool. Like I met Futuristic a couple of times.
So I've met him once, and I don't think I met him at a good time because it was at one of his music videos that he was shooting, and we were kind of helping
focus.
him like
Yeah.
throw the. It was for one of his Christmas videos that he did with Devon Terrell, and we threw the party at some homie's house, and he had the party there and shot the film there or the video there. And yeah, I don't know. I think he was just like either too focused or like too many people around him or something like that. It just wasn't a good setting to meet him. So I don't have the best depiction of him. But it was "See You When I'm Famous" is his newest album.
It's close.
The one before that
That's
I really
close.
liked.
Yeah, that was his debut.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of him because I didn't like his voice at all. And Vaughn and Diego, bumping. I was like, I don't know about this guy. I don't like his voice. I don't like it at all.
Right.
And then his album came out. I was up late one night, and I was like, you know what? Let me hear it. And I was like, yo, this dude's dope.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the creativity that got me. The fact that he was like willing to be a little bit out there with the way he was making his music and his sounds. He's got a good cadence. He's got a good flow when he gets on it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, he can spit. I feel like people don't realize like if you would have seen some of them older videos where he was just rapping,
right,
giving you bars, like oh, homie's actually pretty nice with it.
Yeah.
Who was it? There was a producer, Scott Storch. Yeah, Scott Storch in that video he did with Vivo, it was like Still Storch or whatever. He was talking about how much he fucks with Kyle, and he said like mad talented kid and stuff like that. So
I feel like Kyle's dope.
Seems like a cool dude.
He's mad true to
yeah,
himself.
looks like a really chill guy to hang out with for sure.
I mean, homie's true to himself, so
Right.
that's the dopest thing about Kyle. I feel like
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Anybody else you can think of?
I think. I mean, he's on the rise, so I guess it could fall in the category. But I think Toby Lou.
Never heard of him.
Toby Lou is like, he has his own sound, and homie's cold.
See, you guys are putting me onto all types of shit that I gotta go back and listen to now. My list just got long.
There you go, Toby Lou.
man, Toby Lou. There's Shmino. Shmino's hard. Shmino's like.
I'll let you put on.
Shmino's hard. He just makes. I don't even know what he just makes him like. It's just his music's such a vibe.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
It's such a vibe. And you could tell it's just like influenced by everything that he's been around,
Right.
and like the type of lifestyle that he lives, and it's just dope. And he makes really good songs. Shimino,
Mino needs more credit.
he does need
Okay,
more. I feel like he
project.
just needs a little bit more visibility. Like,
Yeah, whatever it
because
takes.
he already got the gems. Like, if you
Oh,
listen to
hell
Smino,
yeah.
you'll definitely like you'll be singing the song by the end of the song. Like,
Yeah,
you'll
Right,
be
it's
singing
just
the hook.
catchy,
Like
it
you'll
just
know
grabs
it.
you.
So
Yeah,
Shit
good.
grabs you.
and he got bars too. Like sprinkle that
Oh,
underneath
hell
too.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
homie's rapping, he's singing, he got
He
melodies.
could
Like,
sing too.
yeah,
That's
like
Like
it's-
actually hit some notes.
like
He's
he
not
can
just
actually
like
do
yeah.
it. Like homie's harmonizing a verse.
Yeah,
Right,
It's
right,
like
bro.
it's
Right.
crazy.
Smino for sure.
Smino for sure.
Okay.
Smino's dope.
Let me see.
Production is crazy.
He's like, let me pull out the playlist, see what I've been listening
Oh
to.
yeah,
lately."
like
I gotta pull
who else is on? If
Who else is on my shit right now? That's awesome. Yeah, dude, music is crazy. I used to listen to a lot of who's that group? Two guys. Oh gosh. It was two younger kids and they made like a 3-song video where they like drove from California to Vegas and they made the video on the drive. It was all trippy.
That's dope.
That's
That
pretty
sounds
dope.
dope.
That sounds dope.
Shoot, I can't think of it. I'm trying to think of groups that I really liked. Like Beast Coast is one of those groups that I really like.
Oh yeah, Joey Badass.
Oh,
and all
their
that.
little thing.
Is that Joey Badass's thing?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were the Beast
that's-
Coast. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't even
Joey
know who
Badass.
it was. I just listened to him because I was like, this shit's cool.
That's like him and like Flatbush Zombies and all that.
Yeah, different groups like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep was a big one for me growing up.
Yep.
It was so hard. There's like CNN, all those New York rap groups.
Yeah.
The Far Side was dope. The Far Side's West Coast. But they were
They're dope.
they were like, I think they were one of the first groups to kind of just try to have fun with it. Like they
Yeah.
were kind of stoners.
Yeah.
Then you had like A Tribe Called Quest,
The
just
bro,
groovy,
I even forgot
and the
about
Native
that.
Tongues and all of them.
I
like,
wouldn't have even brought them up if you hadn't said it.
bro. Like Tribe is
That's
Tribe
crazy.
is everything.
Yeah.
Like, Tribe is everything. Like that sound is crazy because I think Busta Rhymes was talking about it in an interview. Like Tribe never sacrificed their sound at all, and
No.
they're still like one of the biggest rap groups.
Yep.
And that's like so true. Like from the first album, from Peoples to what was the very last one that came out like 2016. It's just like the Low End Theory. The Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders are just two classic albums. Like if you're a rapper, you gotta hear those. You gotta
Yeah.
listen to those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
man.
clear to see that you guys are really big consumers of the shit you like too. You know what I mean? A lot. Sometimes you'll talk to artists and they say like they don't listen to anything. Like I think even Lil
Just
Wayne has
wow.
said it before.
Well, yeah.
I'm
You know
a
what I mean?
student.
Wayne
Lil
is
Wayne's
like,
a
I don't
little-
listen to anything
he's a
except
little-
for my
he's a-
own music.
He's goaded too. He's a little different bracket.
Right, that's true. But I'll hear some artists even like in the studio, like off podcasts, right? People will say they don't listen to much music outside of like what they want to make or like what their sound is,
Mm.
or they don't really listen to a lot of music in general outside of what they make themselves. And I just always thought that was like bizarre. I was like, how I can't imagine getting a full scope of like my craft if I was
Without
doing it.
giving
Exactly.
everything.
You
I
got to
think,
be a student.
I think
Yeah.
that
You
yes,
gotta be a student.
1000% be a student. But I think there is pockets where you could do that. Remember when you were telling me that Timbaland and Missy they wouldn't listen to anything on the radio
Really?
when they were
Yeah.
creating something
Ah,
on purpose.
okay.
And then they boom, this the new sound we never heard of ever.
Because they didn't want to taint what they were doing, with
which
what
is
was
fine. I
in.
think there's times where it's appropriate, but I think just to overall say I don't listen to nobody.
Some people just like to flex.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's wild. Like I feel like if you're a creative and in the music industry, I feel like you had to love music first.
right.
Unless you're doing it just to
For the
make
wrong
money,
reasons,
which is
right.
whatever. There's no judge on that, I guess. But I think that's probably where that comes in.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like if you're gonna do anything, you gotta kind of
You gotta love it.
you gotta study it.
Yeah.
You gotta really know what's going on in it in order to be successful. You can't
Right.
just be like,
Dude, I'm
you
a
know,
nut.
just dipping your toes into it.
Yeah, I'm a nut. Like I bought a new mechanical keyboard and I went down the rabbit hole
That's
of
dope.
mechanical keyboard world on YouTube. I look like I want to learn everything about the switches, what are the different ones, how
What
do they
is a
work.
mechanical?
Dude, it's like so do you have a MacBook or like what do you work on normally? A PC
We
or
have a PC. Yeah, we have a PC.
Okay, so you have a regular keyboard that just clicks when you push it.
Mhm.
Like a mechanical keyboard, the keys are actually mechanical. So when it hits the bottom of something is when it types versus having something that's lasered. So like it's a key
Oh,
getting in front of
okay.
a laser and that's what trips the letter.
Mm.
This is like actually mechanical. That's why I call it a
Oh.
mechanical keyboard. but you get all the nice sounds, and it's supposed to feel really good on your hands, and it's supposed to have a better actuation time and things like that. But like, I was simply just looking for a new keyboard. I just want to get a new keyboard, and then down the rabbit hole you go. And it's 3 days later, you've watched all the videos you can on this new thing, and now you know everything you need to know about it. So
And that's great. That says a lot about your character too.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Why do you say that?
Because you dive into something. You don't
Okay.
just, and it may be by accident because rabbit holes and stuff. But still, you got something and you just went for it
Yeah,
completely. And then
yeah, that's true.
whether it lasts or it doesn't, that's another.
That's
yeah,
true.
you can
That's
tell
another thing.
like people such as yourself, like there's like that little kind of attention to detail and trying to just know
Exactly.
more, like the
That's
thirst,
fair.
just your
Exactly.
curiosity. Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh snap! Like I was just looking for a keyboard and then dove into it.
Well, I think a lot of the time too, it was like, even growing up, it's like I always wanted answers from my parents about things. It was like they could tell me what something does, but I want to know why it does that and how.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I still have questions, I'm just going to be sitting here thinking. So I need to get my questions answered, or else, like, you're not going to get my attention until I know. That's probably why I didn't pay attention much in school either, because they were just trying to tell you the what. They never really gave you much of the why or the how. You know what I'm
See, I
saying?
Especially
I
with
relate to that.
school.
Especially with
yeah.
school. Yeah. And I was like, this ain't for me.
I
Yeah.
relate to that. Bro. When I'm at work, like when I first started, I work at Costco, I work in the tire center.
Okay.
And so when I first started, I asked like 100 questions a day.
Yeah.
And I've been there for 3 years and I'm still asking a bunch of questions a day because I just want to know. I want
Yeah.
to know why and how it works. Just why. Just why
Yeah.
am I doing it?
Right.
You know? And I do that with life all the time. I be asking all kinds of questions.
Right. It makes it easier too, because like you never know when you might come across this. Like it might be easier for me to bead the tire if I know how a tire beads and why.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's just
You never know.
any information is useful information.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
That's true.
People you gotta stop being afraid to ask questions. So, like,
Exactly. Yes.
like
yes.
remember when everybody's in the classroom and the teacher asks you a question and she's like, all right, so who's gonna answer? And everybody's just there like,
Yeah.
yo, but like it's good to be curious.
It is.
And it's okay to not know. To be
Yeah, it's okay to not
I don't
know.
want to say ignorant because people take that as an offensive word, but like it's okay to not know what's happening. Just ask. If you don't
Yeah.
know who somebody is, ask. If you don't know what that was, ask. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make you look dumb. Like people need to get away from that. Just ask. It's
And we
not-
got the world at our fingertips too.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
If
I
you don't
mean?
want to ask, go on your phone. Look it
Yeah,
up.
for real.
And it-
Google's incredible.
Yeah.
Google and YouTube,
That's
learn
all you
anything
need,
you
bro.
need, bro. You can find PDFs on how to do anything on Google, I swear.
Yeah, you can find a
Crazy.
whole book on Google for in PDF form, bro.
And if you don't like the internet, go buy the For Dummies books.
Oh, Clutch. Hey, that was the internet before.
Bro, for real, that was
those are.
those For
I seen a
Dummies
couple
books.
of those growing
yeah,
up.
yeah. I got one somewhere.
See, I've never actually read them, but I see all kinds of them for anything. It's like
Everything.
just
Dude,
makes
they're
it easier.
helpful.
I'm
They're
sure.
surprisingly helpful. And it's like, it's kind of the same thing you would do with a PDF, honestly. You just sit
Yeah.
there and highlight the shit that you need
Yeah.
or like chop it out. You know what I mean? But it's the same way. Like, I think the one that I have over there has a bunch of sticky notes and like, it's probably
Oh.
just highlighted with
See.
all the important shit.
studying. It's
Yeah.
important.
Just
Yeah.
study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, yep, studying.
We
man.
study. Yeah, study.
That's crazy.
If you like music, study music.
That's
Yeah.
facts.
If you're trying to make
Facts.
it, just do it.
That's
Study.
facts. All right. I'm gonna close this out, but I want to give you guys the floor. You got a camera here, you got a camera there. Talk to the people, let them know what's going on, let them know where to find you. You know what I mean? Just talk your shit.
You can go first.
Shit, I mean this Vaughn and 90 Sitcom. It's one half of us, so it's a little different from the other half. But we got a lot coming. We got a single coming out November 10th called You Slime. Really excited about it. We're about to start doing verses on the Instagram page. And me personally, if you see me on the story, I'm giving you a preview of something. I'm always giving y'all a preview. So turn the sound on. Because I feel like y'all be skipping me sometimes.
Hey, that's facts.
I still love y'all though.
That's facts. If you see me on the ground, just know I didn't want to be there. So make it make it easier for me. I don't like being on camera too much, like all like that. Especially when you turn around, you see the selfie one.
You see yourself in the camera.
I'm like, oh shit! I gotta place it down. But yeah, we got stuff coming out. Please tune in if you haven't heard about us for 90Sitcom. 90Sitcom on everything. 90Sitcom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Okay.
Hey, that was 90Sitcom, guys. You guys were awesome. Thank you guys for coming by. That was a hell of a fun conversation.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah, bro. I love to just sit and talk about music. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You guys know what it is. New episode next Friday. Like and comment on the video if you like the video, and comment just saying hi. Tell these guys you like their stuff. If you checked out their stuff, show support. Yeah, you guys will see a new episode next week, and can't wait to see you then. Peace out.